Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Champion Stadium here in Irvine, California for some midweek action in the United Soccer League here in the Western Conference. It's Orange County SC playing host to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Good evening, everybody. Tyler Terrence, along with my friend and your pal, Chris Nurse. And Chris, two teams that are both looking to vie for a playoff spot. Colorado Springs right now on the inside, Orange County on the outside looking in.
Yeah, both of these teams have very dynamic attacks, so it should lead to a very exciting game tonight. Both teams looking to get high up in the table leading into business end of the season, where both teams are looking to secure their place in the playoffs.
Colorado Springs have been off to an extremely hot start, and one reason for that is number 11, Kevon Frater.
Yeah, he's been massive for them up top, scoring some very big goals. He's a big threat all the time, causing problems for defenses, and he's going to be that big threat for them again tonight.
Kevon Frater, one of the 4 goal scorers in their 4-1 win over Portland over the weekend. He'll be looking to put on some more dance moves and goals in this matchup against a very stingy Orange County backline. You can see there he does it from set pieces as well as in the run of play. And on the other side for Orange County, a left back who seems to be one of the more dynamic players up front.
Yeah, he's managed to be a good leader in his team, and that's what his coach will require of him again tonight. He has to use them leadership qualities to keep his team in this game. He's come up with some big goals from the set pieces and in the run of play. And again, he's going to be counted on big tonight for his team.
Miu's got a rest over the weekend in the 1-1 draw against San Antonio FC, but he is in the starting 11 tonight for Logan Paus's side. And now we'll take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Switchbacks. And Chris, you know, a couple of different changes here, obviously with a midweek game, but more of the same with Frater, Cashier, and Malcolm up top.
Yeah, the coach has kept a pretty stable lineup considering they had a midweek game, but he'll be looking for them to bounce back and get a reaction tonight and continue this run of form that they're running into right now.
Moise Pilati will be in between the sticks, and for Orange County and Logan Paus, he told us that we might see a mixed bag, and that certainly looks that way, Chris.
Yeah, they're very solid at the back, and this team's experienced a very exciting time right now with the opening of their new stadium. They want to be off to a good run, and they want to set the tempo tonight with this game.
Orange County looking to build off of a very respectable draw on the road against San Antonio FC. Colorado Springs Switchbacks looking to make it 9 points in a row. It's all coming your way next here on YouTube and for the United Soccer League.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Almost set for kickoff here in Champion Stadium in Irvine, California. Orange County SC and Colorado Swing Switchbacks to duke it out for all 3 points, or perhaps to come away with 1 point each. The fans are ready. We hope you are as well. Tyler Terrence along with Christopher Nurse. And Chris, this should be a fantastic match. Logan Paus's side, very much a possession-based oriented club. And on the other side for Steve Trichu, that's a club that really likes to hit you on the counter, and they have a ton of players who are more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, you know, at this stage of the season, approaching the playoffs where teams want to secure the spots for the postseason, it's always going to be a very difficult game. Colorado Springs, they're known for a team who struggles to win games on the road. They've only won twice on the road this year, but their coach is going to try and change that tonight, and they'll be looking for a big reaction for a road performance this evening.
Well, we are underway from Champion Stadium. These two teams both looking to build off points in their previous matches, and right away, Kavon Frater in on goal. Lyon gets there, and Frater unable to put it on frame, and it will be a goal kick. So right off of the bat, a very dangerous opportunity for a very dangerous man.
Yeah, that was a fantastic opportunity to take the lead in the first 30 seconds of the game. You wonder whether he should have gone with his right foot rather than trying to go with the outside of his left foot. Fortunately, the goalkeeper was happy to see that one go wide of the post.
Well, right off of the bat, Orange County allowing number 11, Kavon Frater, one of our featured players for Colorado Springs Switchbacks, in Avenue, and he almost took it and made the most out of it. And early on in this season, this was a Orange County side that really didn't start games all that well. And talking to Logan Paws a few weeks ago, he said that his team is doing a much better job, and they were almost resulting to old ways there. But fortunately, don't see the ball hit the back of the net, and we will resume play. Orange County coming off of a very respectable result against one of the top teams, not only in the Western Conference, but in the United Soccer League, San Antonio FC, which saw Jerry Van Andwijk bury a penalty late in the 94th minute, the 4th minute of 4 minutes of stoppage time. And then on the other side for Colorado Springs, coming off of a 4-1 victory against Portland, and a number of very quality goals for the Steve Tritchu side.
Yeah, that was definitely not the start that Orange County would have wanted to this game. Fortunately, went wide of the post, and they're still in this game with just over a minute gone.
Baxendale able to draw the foul, and head referee pointing the opposite direction for a Orange County free kick. Not even 2 minutes played yet, and Kavon Frater already with a fantastic opportunity. Leads Colorado Springs with 7 goals this season. You can already see early on, Chris, this Switchbacks team going to allow Orange County to possess in their own defensive third and just hope that they can commit numbers forward and turn them over just like that. But Victor Pineda wins the ball right back. Olive. Baxendale strip, but pokes right back out to Olive, who's looking to play it outside. Stevanovic getting his first touch of the evening. Great sliding challenge in the middle of the park from Ronnie Argueta, the captain for this Colorado Springs team.
Yeah, very strong tackle there. Trying to impose himself on the midfield and let the rest of the team know that he's on there, and it's going to be a very difficult night for them. Of course, this is a transition period for Orange County, where they're about to go over to their new stadium, and I'm sure the fans and the players alike are very excited right now about that transition.
Absolutely. Orange County moving into their new digs on August 15th. That'll be their first match. It's a soft opening of sorts on August 15th against the Tulsa Roughnecks, and then the official opening, which hopefully should have some fireworks both on the pitch and after the game on August the 18th. So a very exciting time in Orange County, specifically in Irvine, California, for this Orange County side, who certainly is ready to move into their new home. And this will be their last game ever at Champion Stadium, and looking to make it a memorable one, as Argueta was trying to find a streaking switchback player on the far side. Orange County able to win the ball back. Good build up here. Baxendale trying to get on the end of it. English signing. Joined the team on July 26th. So just a couple weeks ago. Having already made 1 appearance. Getting the start tonight. Baxendale again spent some time with the Leeds United. Came up through their youth program. Very solid pickup for this Logan Paws side, who seems to have a lot of international flavor on his roster. A lot of experience. As Argueta gets upended, and it will be a free kick for Colorado Springs. Charlie Lyon able to gather that. Charlie Lyon put in a very solid performance against a strong San Antonio FC side over the weekend. And a very different taste for this Orange County team against San Antonio FC. It was a game in which they were on their heels for most of the 90 minutes. They were able to sort of weather this storm. They only surrendered 1 goal through the run of play, and then they were able to find that penalty late in the game to get a point. And then the match before that was a very, very frustrating 1-0 loss to LA Galaxy 2 as Kevon Frater is in some space, but gives it all the way to Charlie Lyon. And that LA Galaxy 2 game for Orange County was extremely frustrating for Logan Paws. And I'm sure you can remember back to games, Chris, where your team was completely on the front foot, dominating possession, getting chance after chance, but simply couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, that would have been very frustrating for them. But the San Antonio game was actually a great point to come away with. They're probably one of the best teams in the conference right now. They've been very, very, very strong at home. And to leave San Antonio with a point, given the run of form that San Antonio have been in this season, was a very, very good result. And I'm sure the coach was very happy with that point that they got there. And I'm sure the players would have picked up a lot of confidence going into this home game now after coming off such a big result.
Well, talking to Logan Paws, he was certainly happy with the way that his team responded against San Antonio FC. Said it showed a lot of resilience, and that's the sort of thing that you're going to need in the United Soccer League if you're going to advance into the top 8 and get a spot in those coveted playoffs. As it is going to be a free kick as the Colorado Springs player on the far side, I believe it was Master Cashier, saw the ball going out of bounds. He wasn't going to be able to reach it, and he sort of just caught it with the ball still being in play, so it'll be a free kick for Orange County.
Yeah, and obviously it's a learning experience for the players approaching the playoffs. They know not every game you're going to be in, you're going to have the best of the possession. Not every game that you're going to be in, your team's going to play the best. But if you can still pick up points and get a result when you may not be playing at your best and you may not have the most possession, you're a team that always has a chance of winning something in the playoffs. And I think that was the big statement that they made in that game, that despite not having the best night, they were still able to get something out of the game.
Here's Argetta in a little bit of trouble. Van Avijk gives him a little love tap, and Colorado Springs will be able to play out. Taking Route 1, looking for Master Cashier. And that front 3 for Colorado Springs that is ever so dangerous, and whether it's Malcolm or Aaron King up top in that spot. But certainly all 4 of them, as I'm sure we'll see Aaron King come off the bench tonight, are more than capable of hitting you on the counter. Now here's Victor Pineda getting caught up, looking for a foul, but not going to get one. And the referee says play on.
Yeah, both teams right now playing slightly longer passes, despite the chance that we had in the first 30 seconds. Neither team really testing the keeper for the past 7 minutes. Going to be interesting to see who takes the ball down first and starts to dictate play and control the game and start to create more scoring opportunities as the first half progresses.
Fans, stay up to date in the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 5 p.m. Western Time, Pacific Time rather, on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Hey. Roy. Hey.
Here's Cashier dancing on Stevanovic.
Yep.
Puati sending it the other way. Wes Puati with a superb match against Portland Timbers 2. And that 4-1 win for Colorado Springs and Steve Trichu over the weekend, earning Puati a spot on the USL Team of the Week, saving 2 penalties in that affair. One of the bright young stars between the sticks in this United Soccer League. Colorado Springs forced all the way back here, looking to make it 9 points in a row. But Chris, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, not a team that is very fond of playing away from Widener Field in Colorado Springs, only having won twice on the road this season. And certainly a tough place to come into play here at Champion Stadium with Orange County. Maybe a little bit of an emotional night, just trying to win their last game at home here before moving to Championship Stadium.
Yeah, early on in this game, we've seen them try to hit the diagonal pass 2 or 3 times in this game. Whether they've identified the right side as a weakness for Orange County, it's going to be interesting to see if that's where they plan to attack for most of this game.
Connor Bevins with that most recent chance, and we'll take another look here. Bevins with a little bit of space, just deciding to have a go. Bevins getting the start tonight, along with Josh Suggs in the outside back positions, Phillips and McFarland in the middle for this Steve Trichu side, which has proven to be very formidable. They take care of the teams that they need to take care of, just in the sense of getting all 3 points, as there's another foul on Orange County. They struggle a little bit against some of the top-tier teams, but Chris, with 8 playoff spots available in the conference, if you're able to take care of the teams that are towards the bottom of the table and are on par with you, you're more than likely going to get a spot in that top 8.
Yeah, most certainly, but you can never take any team for granted. You know, whether it's the bottom team or the top team at this stage, everybody's fighting for something, and if you try to take a team for granted, they're probably the times when you get caught out most and end up giving away points unnecessarily.
Great ball along for Van Avike, but Josh Phillips there with some solid defending. Phillips, one of the mainstays at the center back position for this Colorado Springs side. Be a solid matchup to watch him and Van Avike go after it. Stevanovic trying to get around 3 defenders, but not able to. And it'll be a goal kick for Puati. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Argueta over for Cashier. Master Cashier stuffed in the middle, back out for Cashier, takes a deflection. Lyon off of his line will be able to collect.
Yeah, Pineda just in the middle of the park there, a little bit too casual on the ball. Had a few too many touches and was dispossessed and was reluctant not to give away a scoring opportunity for his team there.
Certainly don't want to give number 10, Master Cashier, any free space in the middle of the park, as that one slipped through, looking for Van Avike one more time with Stevanovic. Very clever on top of the ball. The David of Belgrade, Serbia, as this one is sent forward, but the referee on the near side has his flag up, and it will be offside.
Yeah, Colorado Springs definitely attacking the right side of Orange County a little more in this game. We've seen McFarland continuously hitting the diagonal ball to the right side, out to the left side in this game. It's obvious an area that they find Orange County as a weakness. It's going to be interesting to see if Orange County realize that and try to reinforce that side of the field a little bit more early on in this game.
Van Avike trying to bring it down with a decent touch, but shows a little bit too much to Josh Phillips. It remains with Orange County. Roy Muse, the Belgian, moving forward. Nice little fake cross there. Making a couple of moves, trying to get to that left foot, but Connor Bevins knew exactly what he wanted to do. And Bevins was showing him the right side, but Muse just didn't want to take it.
Yeah, Bevins did very well there to get his body across the ball, not allow him to get round him. He obviously knew that he might have got beaten for pace, so he used his body and positioning to allow him to win the free kick. Good defending.
Roy Muse, the 28-year-old out of Lamel, Belgium. One of the leading scorers on this Orange County team as a left back. And Chris, as a former defender yourself, you can appreciate what the outside back has done for the modern game and how important it's become in the attack, as this is a decent ball in. Cleared away, and Argueta will be able to possess.
Yeah, of course, you always expect your forwards to score goals. Goal-scoring midfielders are extremely valuable, but if you have a goal-scoring defender, that's almost like gold for most coaches. If your left back is one of the top scorers in your team, he's obviously a very valuable asset.
Good ball sent in. Frater is there, but the header just going wide. It was a teasing ball in, and fortunately for Charlie Lyon, Frater wasn't able to read it quite properly.
Yeah, he looked like he just jumped up a little bit earlier, didn't manage to time his header correctly, but the defender did well just to be in the right area there to put him off and not allow him an easy header.
Well, we can already see the two contrasting styles, Chris, with Colorado Springs. Every time they get the ball, they seem to be very direct, very positive, whereas Orange County is trying to build up a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, Orange County, they're home in front of their fans. It's important that they dictate the tempo of this game. It's important that they don't allow the away team to come here and control possession of things. So it's going to be interesting to see what they choose to do going forward in the second half of this game.
Pineda going for the curler, and that was just a few feet wide.
Yeah.
Solid move there for number 6.
It's a good effort there. Great ball control. He's come inside, taking on the defender. That's not too far away from goal there.
He knew exactly what he wanted to do with it, but just couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. And Puati was just able to see it on the right side of the post. It's the fan base for Orange County, certainly heard here at Champion Stadium. Franco up strong for the header. Good movement here from Colorado Springs as that one is sent ahead for Cashier. Navarro getting over. And it will be a foul against Kavon Frater.
Despite the opening 30 seconds, I think both coaches will be happy with the way both teams have started these first 15 minutes here. Despite not getting the ball down and possessing it as much as possible, they've both been very competitive. It's been a very even 15 minutes. I think whichever team manages to take the first goal here is going to change the run of play. Maybe be able to control the game a little bit more, relax a little bit more on the ball, keep more possession, and we'll start to see the game open up from there. But a very decent first 15 minutes from both teams.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Chris, Orange County certainly don't want to allow Colorado Springs to come in to their own field and dictate tempo, and that's something that Logan Paws was very adamant about in our chat with him in the middle of the week, is that his team, obviously knowing that Colorado Springs were going to be a counter-attacking team and look to hit them when they commit numbers forward, but they're saying that they weren't going into this game hesitant, they weren't going to come into this game shy, and that they were going to try to play their brand of football. And even more so on top of that, which was very refreshing to hear, he said it's great to get results, and obviously the main objective to win is to win, but at the same time, this is a club that wants to build an identity, that wants to have a certain brand of football, and it's very refreshing to hear somebody that obviously has results at the front of their mind, but at the same time wants to make sure that it's the proper brand of football that's being played as well.
Yeah, especially when they're about to move into a new stadium. They want to set the tone right from the start. They don't want to have a period where, you know, they're losing games or they're not playing particularly how they want to play. They're using this game here and the games now to set the tone for what they want to do in the future, and the coach is making that very clear in his philosophy and his style of play.
Frater active again, and he forces another opportunity here, this time a corner for Colorado Springs. Or perhaps it just might be a throw-in, just on the wrong side of the corner flag there. He's throwing to the box as Frater was looking for it. Argueta keeping it in. Kim. Ball pinballing around. Almost falls for Frater. Frater still on top of it. Argueta trying to come away with it. And Muse just clearing the other way, only as far as Kim.
It'll be interesting to see as the game progresses how much of that missed opportunity in the first 30 seconds for Colorado Springs has an impact on the game. With the team only winning 2 games away from home so far this year, it could be a case of the players playing on their minds psychologically as a case of, here we go again, you know, an opportunity that they didn't take advantage of, and potentially they end up psychologically believing to themselves that they're not going to be able to get a result here in this game. It's going to be a test of character and a test of mental strength to see if they can actually overturn this slump of away performances without getting a win.
Pineda was unable to hold the ball up. As Navarro gets there, another opportunity for Frater to bring it down. Here's the shot from Vercolone. Oh, what a stupendous strike from Luke Vercolone. Frater set him up perfectly, and number 4 made no doubt about it. The visitors are up 1-0 here in Irvine.
And that's a beautiful strike from Vercolone. Exactly what we were talking about. The chance that they missed in the first 30 seconds of the game is now forgotten about with that finish. What a finish.
Luke Vercolone absolutely stunning the crowd here at Champion Stadium, and we'll take another look as to why that is.
That's a fantastic layoff from Frater there. A little bit deception, and that's a beautiful first-time strike. Keeper didn't really have much chance of saving that one.
Well, right on cue, as you were talking about how they might be wallowing in their sorrows about that missed opportunity in the first 30 seconds, Luke Vercolone Nothing to wallow about that as he just walloped it into the top right corner. And now Orange County on their heels, having to come off of a 1-goal deficit here at home. But at some point, you just have to tip your cap because it was such a superb strike.
It's a fantastic strike. And that is exactly the reaction that the coach would have been looking for. When things are going your way, it's always very easy to be smiling and happy. But when things aren't going your way, how do you react? And that's a fantastic reaction that they're giving there. They had a chance to take the lead in the first 30 seconds. It didn't quite go their way, but they stuck through it, and that's a beautiful finish there.
Colorado Springs win it back. Vercolone again. Finding Cashier. Couple hesitations. Great footwork here. Goes back out for Argueta. Cashier dispossessed by Chaplow. USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and give them a follow on Twitter at USL. Chip ball through for Olive. Will he be able to get there? No. And he was offside.
Yeah, that was a great dummy from Olive there. Continued his run, got into the ball. Unlucky that he didn't time his run, that he was still onside, but a great bit of innovation there. As that ball's played there, you can see he's clearly actually 2 or 3 yards onside. Interesting call there from the linesman.
Interesting to say the least. He's about 3 steps behind the ball. Opportunity gone by the wayside there for Logan Paus's team as they'll continue to fight for that goal back. But what a spectacular goal it was from Luke Vercolone. Certainly a goal of the week nominee. Only on Tuesday. Now Malcolm looking to replicate it. Oh my word! Shane Malcolm eats your heart out, Luke Vercolone. It's 2-0 to Colorado Springs.
What a strike. And we've probably seen 2 contenders for goal of the seasons in those 2 volleys that we've seen from Colorado Springs in this first 20 minutes. What a goal.
It is an absolute long-range clinic here from Colorado Springs.
And the technique that he used there is unbelievable. He struck that with the outside of his right foot. Dipping volley over the keeper into the top corner of the goal. Beautiful strike.
Well, his first touch was almost poor because the ball was still bouncing up after he took that first touch, but it ended up working out brilliantly because he was able to hit it on the volley.
Yeah, the first touch wasn't the greatest. It didn't settle down the ball as he'd like, but the ball just managed to bounce up perfect for him. And that little bit of innovation he had just to strike it on the volley, fantastic strike. 2-0 Colorado Springs.
Orange County absolutely stunned. And if you're Logan Paus, what do you say to your team at this point? If the scoreline stays the same, is there anything you could be doing better? Those are just 2 goals possibly of the year.
Yeah, I mean, his team hasn't played badly. They've actually played fairly well in the first 20 minutes of this game, but 2 unbelievable strikes like that. There's nothing much you can do about it apart from ask your players to close down them quicker at the edge of the box so they don't have the time to shoot like that. But that's 2 fantastic goals. Sometimes you just have to hold your hand up and say, you know, there's not much you could do about goals like that.
Stevanovic trying to get to the outside, looking for a foul. AR not giving him any help. Colorado Springs, a team that has only won 2 games on the road this entire season so far. Up 2-0 against Orange County, a team that is really just trying to get back into the thick of things in terms of the playoff conversation.
And those goals are going to give them confidence. You know, they haven't won too many games away from home this season, but they've just had 2 audacious strikes settle in the back of the net for them away from home. They'll be buzzing with confidence right now, and to be able to shoot from that kind of distance says that they're feeling very confident about this game tonight.
Not even 25 minutes played yet. And now the United Soccer League has a very difficult decision to make as to which goal is going to be goal of the week at the end of this USL 7 days. And I can't imagine they're going to be any better than that. Obviously, Didier Drogba's strike against LA Galaxy 2 from a number of days ago could be goal of the year, but those two were certainly spectacular in their own right.
Definitely spectacular. And we spoke about the positive result that Orange County had got against San Antonio last week, but this is definitely not how they wanted to start this game. It's definitely not how they want to end their tenure at this stadium and move into the new one, so it's going to be interesting to see how they react. Still a lot of time left to play in this game, and their coach is going to expect a big reaction off the back of this.
Still plenty of time is right, as Logan Paul's side will look to claw their way back in, one possession at a time, one pass at a time. And it's not the start that they wanted, but I don't really think they had much say in it. Shane Malcolm and Luke Vercoloni sort of took matters into their own hands, and 2-0 is where we stand for the moment.
And with two strikes like that, you almost feel sorry for the goalkeeper. There's absolutely nothing that he can do to stop those kind of strikes going into the back of his net. He's clearly not going to keep a clean sheet tonight, but there's nothing that he could do about those goals whatsoever.
I don't think he could have done anything about them if he was standing on the goal line even before the shot was taken.
But I think one thing that Orange County will have to realize is they can't allow Colorado Springs to have space on the edge of the box. With that kind of quality from shooting from distance, they can't stand off them. They've now got to make sure that anytime they see players driving towards the box in a position where they can take long distance shots, they have to go and close them down and not allow them that space.
Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And we obviously welcome all of our Sirius listeners. And unfortunately for you all, you couldn't see the 2 goals that were scored, but take our word for it, they were certainly special from both Shane Malcolm and Luke Vercoloni. Vercoloni's from about 22, 23 yards out. Malcolm was a bit further, maybe closer to 30 yards. And both of them hit on the full volley. As Kim sends this down towards Charlie Lyon, he'll come off of his line, he'll be able to collect easily. 2-0 here at Champion Stadium in Irvine, California. 2 terrific strikes in Orange County. Looking to build off that very solid point against San Antonio FC, but Colorado Springs haven't given them much choice. Baxendale along for Muse. Muse bending it in behind the defense as Van Evijk was tripped up from behind.
And that's a fantastic ball into the box from Muse. Whipped in behind the defense. One of the forwards has got to be making the run on the far post there just to tap that in at the back post.
And it was Van Evijk who was making that run right towards the middle of the 6, but he was claiming he was tripped up, and then Josh Phillips was claiming that he dove. Obviously 2 sides to every story. Trying to get a second look for you, as we do have a free kick on the far right side, which means the lefty from Lamel, Belgium, will trot over.
And we know that he has quality in his left foot with his delivery. We've just seen him whip a beautiful ball into the box. He's now on this set piece. Orange County will be sending up the big boys from the back for this set piece, and they'll be looking to get the equalizer.
Well, they certainly have some work to do. Down 2-0 here, approaching the half-hour mark. Roy Muse bends it in, decent ball. Poati comes with fist. He wasn't able to catch it, and Colorado Springs clear out the other way. Frater looking for the big switch for number 23, Shane Malcolm, who brings it down nicely with his chest. But Malcolm harassed by Stevanovic, who did well defensively. Muse was looking for an outlet. He's looking for Pineda, but it's cut out by Colorado Springs again. Josh Suggs on the move. Suggs trying to cross it into the middle, but a good defensive play from Joe Franco.
There's the beautiful ball whipped in by Muse. See the forward making the run, goes down in the box. Difficult to see whether there's contact or not, but definitely a good scoring opportunity there. And Muse has a lot of quality in his left foot, and that could be their outlet to get themselves back into this game. His delivery is definitely something for Colorado Springs to be aware of.
And it looks like we're going to have an early substitution as Victor Pineda, one of the main pieces in the middle of the park for Orange County, subbed off here in the 30th minute and replaced by none other than the super sub Gustavo Villalobos. So Victor Pineda's day is done rather. Not even half an hour played here in Champion Stadium, so an interesting move from Logan Paws, maybe perhaps a nagging injury that Victor Pineda might have tweaked, but either way, certainly an interesting move.
Yeah, it looks like the medical team are giving him a little bit of attention, so he's probably picked up an injury early on there in the first half an hour, and wish him a speedy recovery. One of the experienced players in the league, and excited to watch. You like to see him out there in the game, so unfortunately his night's coming to an early ending, but wish him back a speedy recovery.
Hour left here in Irvine, California, as you take a look at Victor Pineda, who's obviously not thrilled to be on the bench here with his team down 2-0 and already 30 minutes gone. Solid defensive play from Suggs. One of the goal scorers, Luke Vercoloni. Sent ahead for Frater. He's onside. Frater has to come back a ways to get it. Frater thought about the shot for a moment from about 35 yards out.
Yeah, you saw him. He was about to wind up that left foot, but you see him making smart runs in behind it, and he's actually finding space in behind the Orange County defense. They need to keep a close eye on him, because had he had a better first touch on that ball that was played over the top on just then, he would have been through on goal, and they could have potentially been 3-0 down. Somebody needs to get closer to him and keep an eye on him. They know he's a very dangerous player. He's not to be left alone in space. They've got to do a better job of staying tight to him.
Well, as the lone striker up top in a 4-2-3-1, 4-5-1, whatever you want to call it, it requires so much clever movement off of the ball, and Frater sort of epitomizes that, obviously having a lot of pace, but he just knows where the defenders are, curls his run very nicely to stay onside.
Yeah, he knows where to make the runs, and he also gets a lot of support from Vercoloni and Malcolm, the two goal scorers tonight. When he gets the ball up top, they're very quick to get forward and support him, which is how they're able to create scoring opportunities early on in this game and take the lead 2-0.
Villalobos was trying to bring it down in Colorado Springs territory. It will be a switchbacks throw-in. Navarro with a nice step. Stevanovic was looking for a darting Van Avike, who's been trying to find some vacant space himself. Malcolm in a little bit of trouble here. Has to go back for McFarland, and McFarland makes sure of it, sending it the other way. Vercoloni offside, and it'll be a free kick for Orange County. Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
You just want to see Orange County now in the game start to play with a little bit more urgency. You know, there's still a lot of game to play, but they're 2-0 down. Since going 2-0 down, they haven't really created any goal-scoring opportunities. And to get back in this game, they're going to have to start testing the keeper. You know, the keeper's barely had a save to make so far in the first 32 minutes of this game. And that's not going to be good enough to get them back into this game right now. They've really got to start pushing the game, play with some urgency, start to create more scoring opportunities.
2-0 here in Irvine, California, Champion Stadium. This is the last game at Champion Stadium for Orange County before moving to Championship Stadium August 15th against the Tulsa Roughnecks. A soft opening. Their main opening will be August 18th in a big Western Conference matchup, as well as Osageda gets to ground and forces Luke Vercoloni to dribble out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Lyon.
Yeah, Vercoloni just overrunning the ball out of play there, but he's been very dangerous in this first half. He's looked very sharp, took his goal very well. He's another player who they need to get very tight to. Don't allow him space on the ball. Don't allow him time on the ball, because he can hurt you.
Colorado Springs starting to find their form now when it matters most. They're currently sitting in 5th place on 33 points. A win would have them catapult Reno FC and see them sitting in 4th place, which is obviously where you want to be in terms of the postseason, in one of those top 4 spots, being able to host a playoff game. Certainly a lot of the season left. We're about 2/3 of the way through for most teams. Orange County are getting up there in terms of games played. There was a time when Orange County had about 7 or 8 games in hand compared to the rest of the league. And this sort of rapid succession of games over the past 3-4 weeks for Logan Paws' side has certainly taken its toll. And it's a little bit unfortunate with how the schedule has been made up for them, as Van Ewijk is dispossessed in the Switchbacks final third. But it comes out to Stevanovic, sending a ball in. Baxendale trying to bring it down. McFarland with a solid defensive play.
Yeah, that's good defensive play there from McFarland. But approaching this stage of the season, this is where you want your team to start picking up performances. This is where you want them to start picking up wins and getting momentum going into the playoffs. You know, some of the teams that may have performed better early on in the season seem to be drifting now towards the latter end of the season, picking up some losses that you wouldn't have expected. And going into the playoff, you know, it's all about form. It's all about how your team is playing at that period of time. And right now you want to be starting to build that momentum. So come crunch time, when it's win or go home, your team's able to pull out those big wins.
Well, it is an exciting time in the United Soccer League, as Chris mentioned, a lot of teams starting to come into form, the playoff situation starting to take form, as Van Ewijk is offside one more time, and the AR with his flag up this time, and probably the right call on this occasion. However, he didn't miss one early on that could have set up an opportunity for Frank Olive on a 1-2 with Van Ewijk, but this time it will be a free kick for Colorado Springs in the 36th minute, still 2-0 to the Switchbacks. Baxendale brings it down here on the near left wing, striding forward. Olive. Navarro. Now Chaplow on the right side. Franco keeping it in for him. It's been that final pass for Orange County, Chris, that has been letting them down here.
Yeah, Orange County, they've been decent in possession, but it's been very slow. You know, they've not necessarily moved the ball quickly. That's allowed them to find spaces, and it's been very easy for Colorado Springs to defend. If they want to create chances by playing, they've got to move that ball quicker to find the spaces.
Frater and Osageda up for it, and the foul is going to be against Kevon Frater, as Timothy Ford is going to have a conversation with big number 11 as well, as he is probably on his last strike before the card will be shown.
Yeah, it looked like he actually made an honest effort to go for the ball there. He didn't intentionally try to foul, but managers always want to see the forward ruffle the defenders a little bit. You know, the defenders are also mostly known for being very strong, very robust. But when a forward, you know, can foul them, sometimes give them a problem, give them something else to think about rather than just having their eye on the ball. You know, sometimes that can be the little bit of luck that creates your goal-scoring opportunity.
Baxendale has his pass cut out, as Roy Muse on top of it now. Orange County in clear possession here. Looking for a breakthrough before the halftime whistle, which should be in about 8 or 9 minutes plus stoppage time, as goes all the way to Puati. And Chris, you don't look exactly pleased with that ball forward.
Yeah, you know, you've seen very slow passing, you've seen sideways passing, you've seen backwards passing, and then on top of that, you're now seeing overhit forward passes over the top that the forward doesn't have a chance of getting on the end of. You're wondering where Orange County are going to get back in this game right now. Maybe they need to bring on some experience a little bit, players with a little bit more leadership to try and get them back into this game right now, because they're not creating any scoring opportunities in open play right now, despite having some decent spells of possession.
Malcolm. Linking up. Oh, it's a great ball out wide for Bevins. Bevins into the middle, but is crossed right at Charlie Lyon. Great football from Colorado Springs, who did really well to build up, but the delivery was not on par with the build-up.
And there you see the difference in play. Colorado Springs putting together 3 or 4 quick, intelligent passes with an end product at the end of it. You know, they possess the ball, but at the end of it, there's a cross or a short, something productive. And that's what you want to see after the end of a passing sequence.
Now here's Muse coming the other way with space. But the pass a little bit too hot to handle, as Villalobos couldn't get a good touch on it. Now Vercalone in space for Shane Malcolm. Colorado Springs looking to make it 3 before the halftime whistle. Shane Malcolm, still Malcolm, towards the byline. Malcolm towards the middle. It's towards the back post, and it's sent in. Master Cacher makes it 3. Do your dance, young man. Colorado Springs all over Orange County in the first half. 3-0 to the visitors.
And I don't know, that's a fantastic cross, a fantastic finish, but how do you describe the Orange County defending there? That's absolutely terrible. You've seen the defender go to ground. You thought he could almost gone down and got a penalty kick. He stays on his feet. See him here, goes past him, defender goes to ground, he stays on his feet, thinks the ball to the back post. and the attacker's in that much space, you almost think that the referee's blown the whistle and stopped play. He's in the back post. There's not an Orange County defender anywhere near him. Just picks his spot, hits the target. 3-0 Colorado Springs.
Cashier, Malcolm, and Luke Vercoloni are your goal scorers for the visitors. And how about the play from Shane Malcolm? Knew exactly what he wanted to do with it. He saw Cashier on the back post, and it almost looked like he had overhit everybody, but Cashier doing exactly what he needs to do as that far left striker following up the post, following up the ball on the back post.
Yeah, he's picked Cashier out rightfully in the box and a lot of space on his own. Nobody anywhere near him to challenge him, and he's put the ball on frame into the back of the net. Not necessarily with the best strike, but he's hit the target. It's a goal, but it's very concerning for Orange County right now. They're not necessarily creating scoring opportunities, and their defending has been awful.
Well, you mentioned the defending on that goal particularly. Obviously, the first two, there's nothing you can do about it. Goalkeeping, defending, whatever it is. You could play with 14 players on the field if you're Orange County, and you're not stopping those first two. But that one in particular, the 1v1 defending was very disappointing.
1v1, and the ball's in the box. You have to get close. You have to mark players. So now we're looking at the chance that was missed in the first 30 seconds of the game. Now you're looking at this opportunity here, and it's not an accident. Maybe it's a case that defenders aren't quite on their game tonight, and it's something that the coach is going to want to address at halftime, but he's certainly not going to want to swallow this one lightly, being 3-0 at home at halftime in this game.
And it could be 4. Vercoloni, oh, and he's offside. Oh, that could have been 4 in the blink of an eye, and it could have been a brace for Luke Vercoloni. But it is offside, and the ball will be pulled out of the net, and it will not be 4.
There you see, it's questionably offside. It's very close, but there's nobody watching Vercoloni when he's making that run. Freighter does very well to be a big body up there and flick it on, but nobody watches Vercoloni as he's making that run. He's in the space, on his own again. They're lucky it's not 4-0 right now.
Well, it seems like the Orange County defense is so concerned with Freighter that it's opened up a world of space for the other players up front.
Yeah, you know, 3-0 at home in front of your home fans is not a good performance right now. They need the leaders on the field to get the team together, be tight and compact at halftime, and let the coach give them instructions at halftime so they can try to get themselves back into this game. But they can't allow this to continue for the next 5 minutes, otherwise they're going to find themselves further down in this game. They just got to get together for 5 minutes and start to calm the game down a little bit, see how they can get back into it. But they definitely can't allow this defending to continue as it is right now.
Well, this is the 3rd game in 6 days for Orange County, and as we mentioned before, Orange County a number of weeks ago, let's go back about a month, they had about 5 or 6 games in hand compared to the rest of the league. They only played 1 or 2 games in the month of June in the United Soccer League. It had a nice little US Open Cup run until they fell to the LA Galaxy, but now they've sort of had a very, very packed schedule here in the dog days of July and August, and it seems to be taking their toll. But here's the new signing, Baxendale, looking to stride forward, looking for Van Avijk, but it goes all the way to Puati, as we are now in the 43rd minute, still 3-0 to the Switchbacks.
Yeah, and then there you see again, they go on the break, and they're unable to have any end product in the final third. They've struggled to test the keeper in this opening half, and you know the coach is going to have some big conversations to have with them at halftime.
Puati with a booming punt downfield, probably about a net of 70 yards, but cut out by Orange County. With more sense of urgency now, down 3-0. They've been on the opposite side of this sort of scoreline before, particularly in a game against Seattle Sounders 2, in which they led 3-0. They ended up winning the game 4-3, as now Kavon Freighter is onside, over on the left wing, into the area. Freighter looking for an option, sends it towards the back post. Luke Vercoloni takes a touch. Vercoloni back for Cashier, or perhaps that was Bevins. Bevins goes for goal. It's blocked in front, and now Lyon off of his line and able to collect it. But another very solid counterattack from Colorado Springs.
And the coach has to address the defender at halftime. If you look how easy Freighter puts the cross into the box, the replay hasn't quite gone back far enough, but if you look how easy Freighter is open to put that cross into the box, nobody's trying to stop the cross. The second the ball comes into the box, it's dangerous, but you've got to try and stop the cross in the first place, and they've just allowed him to deliver that ball into the box with literally no pressure, and they're creating chance after chance after chance right now.
Obviously some things to discuss tactically and perhaps personnel-wise for Logan Paws in this Orange County side. And on the other side for Steve Trichu and his squad. Yeah. Can't really ask for a better half on the road.
And you've now gone from an Orange County side who got a good point away to San Antonio It's an Orange County side who have come home and been a team that's unrecognizable from the midweek game. You know, they're going to have to dig very deep in this second half to get themselves back in the game. It's not over because we know Colorado Springs, despite being 3-0, they're still not a team who's known to win away from home. And that one goal, conceding that one goal early on in the second half, could put enough doubt into their minds that they could crumble. But they're going to have to score early in the second half, and they're going to have to play with a lot more urgency, and definitely they're going to have to defend it a lot better.
Well, this is a Colorado Springs team that is certainly susceptible to giving up goals. They gave up 4 to Oklahoma City a few weeks ago, but after that match, as you see here, we have 1 minute of stoppage time in the first 45 minutes. But after that game against Oklahoma City Energy FC, excuse me, they sort of really turned it around, and they took care of business against Portland Timbers too, as well as Seattle Sounders too. And now they're here looking to make it 9 points in a row, but their defensive performances over these past 2 games have been very sound against some very young but technical sides. Obviously, Seattle has gone on a skid. They were in the playoff scenario a number of weeks ago, and now they've fallen out of it helplessly. Portland Timbers, too, have struggled to get points all season, but at the same time, Colorado Springs, maybe that Oklahoma City Energy FC match in which they let up 4 goals sort of lit a fire underneath them. And Steve Tritchard may be saying, listen, this is it, guys. This is the time of the season where it's the business end. We're entering the last phase. We better start to pick up points, or we could find ourselves not playing any football towards the end of October, as Orange County looking to make good here on a nice little counterattack. It will be an OC throw-in. Villalobos.
Yeah, and we know there's still a second half of this game to play, but we speak about the business end of the season in regards to points. It's also the business end of the season in regards to contracts. You know, a lot of these players will be on one-year contracts. They need to make a statement and show their coach and their organization that they want to be with the team for the following season. And a 3-0 at halftime doesn't really say that to them. So they're going to be looking for a big reaction in the second half. They definitely can't afford to throw in the towel yet in this game.
Colorado Springs all over Orange County in the first 45 minutes. Stunning goals from Shane Malcolm and Luke Vercolone, and then Masta Cashier with the third to possibly put things out of reach. It's certainly an uphill climb for Logan Paus's side. We'll be back in just a few moments with halftime stats, highlights, and oh so much more, as well as second half kickoff. Colorado Springs up 3-0 on the road.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Hey? God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Halftime here in Champion Stadium in Irvine, California, and Orange County SC with a massive hole to dig themselves out of. Colorado Springs Switchbacks with a superb first half. Vercoloni, as well as Shane Malcolm with 2 stunning goals that could potentially be Goal of the Year nominees. But I don't know if anybody's going to rival Didier Drogba's free kick from a number of days ago. Tyler Terrens along with Chris Nurse, as we'll take a look at the halftime stats. And as you see here, Orange County dominating possession, but it really doesn't matter. Colorado Springs Switchbacks have made good on every opportunity that they've had.
And we've spoken about possession numerous times over the past week. Orange County 63% possession, and just 1 shot on goal in the whole 45 minutes.
And you take another look there. Colorado Springs 11 shots, 3 of them on target, 3 of them finding the back of the net. And it's really just been it's been a telltale sign that this Orange County club, while they are possession based, sometimes it's just not enough to have possession of the ball. And like you said, it's just moving the ball quicker that's going to lend them better in the second half. And right now we will take a look at the new stadium that Orange County will be moving into. Championship Stadium right here in Irvine, California. Should be a spectacular moment for this club. And there already was a little bit of a soft opening for this stadium already, as a bunch of youngsters got an opportunity to play on the new pitch. They will have another soft opening against the Tulsa Roughnecks on August the 15th, and a official opening against Didier Drogba and Phoenix Rising FC. That game will be on ESPN3 on August 18th. But what a spectacular opportunity for a spectacular club, and a lot of money being put into this new stadium, and well deserved for the players. And you see there, Landon Donovan was at the official opening as well.
Yeah, what a beautiful stadium. And what an exciting time to be involved in the growth of soccer in the United States right now.
Well, the American soccer fan base has certainly been starving for more of it, and the players are going to get rewarded for their hard work. And Logan Paus's side, see there, Richard Chaplow taking in the scenes at the new Championship Stadium. And what moment it is going to be for the fans here in Orange County. Colorado Springs up 3-0 at the half. We'll be back with highlights as well as second half kickoff when we come back.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities, and across the nation. Are you ready?
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers.
Take time to be a dad today.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Hey? God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Back here at Champion Stadium in Irvine, California, Orange County SC trailing the visitors Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 3-0 at the end of the first 45 minutes. And we will take a look at some of the best moments from the first half. And Christopher Nurse, there were certainly some goals to write home about.
Yeah, I think we didn't want to say it, but Orange County really set the tone in the first 30 seconds of what was going to happen in the game, allowing this chance. They were lucky not to go 1-0 down in the first 30 seconds of this game.
Kevon Frater with the early opportunity, but Charlie Lyon doing a good job of cutting it down. And Kevon Frater almost surprised that he was that wide open in the first 30 seconds. of the match, but Colorado Springs would certainly have an opportunity to get themselves back into the game. They didn't have much opportunities after that, but right on cue when you said that they were sort of a little bit flat after seeing Kavon Frater put that opportunity wide, they came back with a stunner of a goal.
Yeah, you see a beautiful delivery into the box there. Jumped up a little bit too early. Again, another chance after chance that we saw in this first half.
Cashier was delivering quality service throughout the first 45 minutes. Frater unable to get on the end of that one, but Colorado Springs were just getting started. And this was the first goal of the evening, and what a goal it was.
Again, that's a fantastic assist from Frater. You see the ball coming down. He kind of gives a no-look pass. Beautiful layoff, but that's a fantastic first-time strike.
Nothing Charlie Lyon could do about it. Vercolone starting things off with a spectacular strike. And then just 3 minutes later, Shane Malcolm would do him one, maybe even two better.
Takes not the best touch, but the ball sits up perfect for him on the volley, and with the outside of his right foot, he smashes a dipping volley into the top corner. Keeper has no chance of that.
And you have to feel bad for Charlie Lyon at this point in the match, and Shane Malcolm certainly feeling himself. The Jamaican-born player was fabulous in the first 45 minutes. And then just awful defending there from Osageda, allowing Malcolm to get towards the byline, and then Cashier puts the finishing touches on it.
Fantastic one-on-one play from Malcolm. Aggressive, drives at the defender, takes him on, makes him commit, picks out his man at the back post all alone, hits the target, and it's a goal.
Cashier with a handful of goals on this season. Certainly didn't hit it clean, but he didn't need to as Charlie Lyon was sprawled off of his line. And that would do it for the first half as we are underway for the second. And Timothy Ford immediately pointing the opposite direction. Orange County will earn themselves a free kick. And Chris, we were talking about it ad nauseum during halftime, just sort of the possession statistic being a farce, just in terms of that if you are going to dominate possession, it by no means means that you're going to dominate the game. What does Orange County need to do better in the second half to at least get a goal back and possibly get themselves back into this match?
Well, you've actually seen the coach must have really had a word with them, because the first 30 seconds of the second half, they've shown more urgency than they showed for the whole 45 minutes of the first half. You can see they're actually playing with a little more tempo, trying to play quickly, trying to get themselves back into this game. But it's going to be interesting to see what tactical changes have been made, because what looked like a three at the back definitely was not successful for them in the first half, and they're going to have to make some tactical changes to solidify that defense. And also they have some big offensive weapons on the bench that they're going to need to utilize to get themselves back into this game.
Again, Tyler Terrens along with Chris Nurse. Glad to have you with us here on YouTube as well as SiriusXM FC. As Colorado Springs with some decent possession moving into the final third. Ronnie Argueta over the top for Frater, bringing it down. Overlapping his Cashier. The back heel almost got past Franco, who was in the right spot defensively this time.
Yeah, a little bit flamboyant there in the attack. He could have actually played it a little bit simpler and create the goal scoring opportunity. Probably a little bit of complacency kicking in, being 3-0 up. It's not something they want to make sure they continue into the second half. They want to make sure they continue to do the right things, continue to have good habits, and make sure they secure this victory.
Good movement here from Orange County. Out wide for Stevanovic. Stevanovic sends it into the middle, but a sliding challenge from McFarland clears it away.
And that's much better possession from Orange County early in the second half. They're making quick passes, much quicker tempo, and actually creating opportunities at the end of it, whether it be a low-driven cross into the box or a through pass. They've started the second half a lot better than the first half.
Well, I'm sure Logan Paws in his halftime speech wasn't exactly coy with the way that his team was playing. And right off the bat, Orange County, like Chris said, much more active, a little bit more decisive in the attacking third.
And definitely more aggressive. You know, they're going for tackles. They're not being as nice and as complacent and laid back as they were in the first half.
Throne will go back to Colorado Springs, looking to make it 3 straight wins and 9 points in a row. That would see them leapfrog Reno FC and move into 4th place in the Western Conference, a team that sort of stumbled going back about 3 or 4 weeks ago, but have really gotten their act together here in the beginning of August. And Logan Paul's out of his seat. And this is an Orange County team. It looked like they were playing a 3-back system from the get-go. We've seen them do that a couple of times this season, and now down 3-0, they sort of have no choice but to stay with that 3-back system.
Yeah, you know, they're 3-0 down. it doesn't make any sense to make a defensive change right now, but they definitely need to try and do something more attacking to get themselves back into this game. And we know Fernandez on the bench. He's been a big asset for them in the attack this season, and it'll be interesting to see how long it takes before he gets into this game.
Well, again, this is the third game in 6 days for Orange County. It's certainly been a lot of matches in rapid succession. As another look at the handball here from Richard Chaplow, and with all of those games so close together, it's Logan Paul's job to make sure that everybody's healthy, managing minutes, managing legs. And with that said, Ami Pineda, who's coming off that suspension, he's played in a couple of games coming off that tussle with Portland Timbers too, a little bit more than a month ago now. But Ami Pineda on the bench tonight, Willito Fernandez on the bench, as well as Oscar Sorto. But at the same time, these are professionals, and Logan Paul says that he has the utmost of faith in his bench, but it seems like they just came out extremely flat tonight, and they paid the price dearly in the first half as Colorado Springs looking for more. But Orange County able to cut it out and looking to counter the other way. Van Avike, Villalobos, and Fernandez running with him. Fernandez checking into the game at halftime.
Yeah, you can understand they've had more games than normal in such a short space of time, but that's the structure of the league. You know, the coaches are well aware of that. You can make excuses for the 2 beautiful strikes, but you cannot make excuses for some of the defending that we've seen tonight, where players have been completely free. You know, players have not closed down the ball and tried to stop the cross. Those kind of things you can't really make excuses for, but I'm sure the coach has said the necessary to them, because we've seen a complete attitude shift in the first 5 minutes of the second half, and they've actually started a lot brighter than Colorado Springs in the beginning of this second half.
Almost 5 minutes into the second half, still no breakthrough from Orange County, still 3-0 to Colorado Springs Switchbacks here in Irvine, California, Champion Stadium. Frater on the loose. Frater gets taken down, but Timothy Ford not interested, and Charlie Lyon will collect.
Yeah, very aggressive run there from Frater. You thought he might have been hit with some contact there, gone to ground, but the referee said he didn't see enough and allowed play to continue.
How good is Kevon Frater? Every time he touches the ball, it seems like he's creating some sort of opportunity, even a half opportunity for his side.
Yeah, he's been a huge offensive threat tonight for Colorado Springs.
Frater, the 22-year-old out of Kingston, Jamaica, in his first season with Colorado Springs. Take another look at his devilish run here. And Navarro probably lucky to not get called for a foul there.
Yeah, you see he has a change of speed when he, with or without the ball. When he picks up the tempo there, he's very difficult to keep up with.
Fernandez trying the 1-2 for Van Avike. Chaplow goes out wide for Stevanovic. Orange County on the move here. Stevanovic whips it in. It's a very good ball. Fernandez with the shot. Pawati with a superb save. And it will be a corner for Orange County. Probably the best move of the match we've seen from them so far.
And that's great play all around from Orange County. A fantastic ball into the box. Out his feet, whips it round the defender. A beautiful header, destined for the top corner, and a fantastic save.
Moise Pawati recently being named to the USL Team of the Week, and showing you exactly why right there. He saved 2 penalties against Portland Timbers 2 over the weekend, and denying Willito Fernandez of what should have been the first goal in what could be a massive comeback for Orange County, but Pawati keeping the clean sheet, and it remains 3-0.
And this has turned into a very exciting game. We've seen 2 goals that are going to be candidates for goal of the season, and we've possibly just seen a save that could be one of the candidates for save of the season with that save just there.
Well, I think it all has to do with the fact that we're on this game. I mean, it just sort of brings out the best in these players here. We have been very fortunate in these 51 minutes. We have seen some superb football. Orange County still looking for that breakthrough. It is a foul against OC as Colorado Springs trying to inch the ball up a little bit further than Timothy Ford would like. And now McFarland will take the free kick.
Well, I'm sure this is the reaction that Orange County were looking for at the beginning of the second half. You know, they've not sat back. They've been aggressive in their play. They've created more scoring opportunities in the first 5 minutes of the second half than they did in the whole of the first half. Goodness knows why we didn't see this from the start of the game with them being the home team. But if they can continue this for the next 40 minutes, it's going to make for a very, very interesting second half.
And that's got to drive Logan Paul and any coach for that matter absolutely mad to see your team come out in this second half and look like a completely different squad, but you're already down 3-0. But at the same time, obviously with OC with a lot of games in hand, playing good football and playing with confidence heading into their next match is the most important piece at this point.
Yeah, but I think he wants them to take as much positivity as they can out of the second half. The first half's gone. There's no point dwelling on it. They got to learn from the mistakes they made, get better and improve. But he wanted them to take positives from this second half and try to take on what he's told them at the halftime team talk and improve their performance.
Into the 54th minute. 3-0 to Colorado Springs. Cashier, Malcolm, and Luke Vercoloni are your goal scorers. Fans, stay up to date in the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Shane Malcolm out wide, sending it in. Looking for Argueta. It gets all the way to Cashier on the back post. Off for Suggs. Suggs on his right foot goes for goal, but right into Charlie Lyon's chest. Solid move there from Colorado Springs.
Yeah, and we just saw two of the problems that Orange County have faced in this second half. Colorado Springs able to deliver the cross without very much pressure, and another shot from distance without very much pressure. And they're two things that have caused them issues throughout this game. They have to do a better job of shutting down the cross, and they have to do a better job of shutting down players at the edge of the box and not allowing them the time and space to take shots, because they've proven that they have the quality to score from long distance.
Foul against Orange County as a number of OC players arguing with Timothy Ford, and he sort of just gives them the death stare.
But we have to touch on this, Tyler. In the first half, Orange County had 63% possession and had 0 shots on target. They had 1 shot, 0 shots on target. Colorado Springs had 37% possession, however had 11 shots on goal. 3 on target, 3 goals.
Well, before we touch upon that, we do have to address the corner kick here for Colorado Springs. We will certainly get to your point, Chris, because I know it's fascinating, and we talked a lot about that specific statistic during halftime, but Orange County need to deal with this corner for the moment, as there's a player on the ground, and now he's going to need medical attention. But going back to your point, Chris, you're absolutely right, but it seems like that's sort of the way that the game has been going. Take a look at Leicester City last season, a team that certainly didn't dominate possession by any means, but with the likes of Jamie Vardy and Riyad Mahrez, a team that countered with the utmost of precision, the utmost of efficiency, and they go on to win a Premier League title. And now it seems like a lot of teams, not only in the Premier League and over in Europe, but teams in America as well, are sort of adapting that fact of having players in your attacking three, in your attacking front, that can absolutely just go. And you don't need the ball for the entire match to be able to win.
Yeah, what we saw Colorado Springs do in the first half was almost sit back, allow Orange County to have the ball in possession when the defenders had it and when the defensive midfielders had it. But when they won it, they counter-attacked very quickly. Orange County were playing siders passes. They were playing very slow. They weren't necessarily playing with a quicker tempo. In the beginning of the second half, we've now seen them create scoring chances, playing the same way, but playing much quicker, much more direct, with much more of a purpose, rather than just possessing for the sake of possessing.
Well, nearly 70% possession and not even a shot on target. Certainly goes to show that possession isn't everything, and possessing in the final third of your opponent is certainly more important than the other 2/3 of the field. As this corner is whipped in, Argueta trying to flick it along. Last touch is going to be off Orange County. It'll be another corner kick for Colorado Springs, so we'll run it back here in the 57th minute.
You know, sometimes you need to possess the ball around the back to try and open up the other team, to move the ball side to side, to create spaces, to pass the ball in between the lines. But if you move the ball so slow that the other team are able to keep their shape and stay compact through the whole duration of the time that you're moving the ball, it's ineffective possession.
Another good ball whipped in as Franco gets there first, and it will be out of bounds for a Switchbacks throw it. Well, OC certainly coming out much stronger here in the second half, obviously with a lot of work to do. As we apologize for the technical difficulties here. Apologize to our Sirius XM listeners as well, as we are unable to see the action at the moment. We'll get it back to you as soon as possible. Tyler Terrens along with Chris Nurse. Colorado Springs leading 3-0 at the moment. And as we were just touching upon, Orange County dominating possession in the first half, but Colorado Springs making good on every opportunity they had. Just 3 shots on target, and all 3 finding the back of the net. And that is where we stand at the moment. Logan Paul's team coming out a bit more solid, a bit more sharp in the second half here, but unable to find the breakthrough. Again, Colorado Springs right now on the inside of the playoff picture, sitting in 5th place, looking to leapfrog Reno with a win here in Orange County right now, on the border of that playoff spot, and certainly an uphill climb as we will resume action. Josh Phillips sends a free kick in, Frater helping it along, as Vercoloni was looking to bring it down and maybe set up a bicycle kick, the goal that might have outdone his first one in the first half, but unable to control it.
Yeah, I think if you're a Colorado Springs fan right now, you'll be very happy with the performance and the result right now from the team. You know, they've not given up too many chances. They've been clinical and frightening going forward, to be precise. And I think if you're an Orange County fan, you know, this performance for the first 60 minutes of this game is probably unacceptable. A home team in front of your home fans. I think the coach will be asking a lot more of his players for the remainder of this game and going forward into the next game.
Orange County with a free kick, about 15 yards inside of midfield here as we approach the hour mark at Champion Stadium. Orange County again coming off of that 1-1 draw against San Antonio FC, as Puati off his line and able to catch it. And going back to your days of playing, Chris, as Fernandez and Puati collide, and now Puati most likely going to receive medical attention as he is still on the ground. And it will be Colorado Springs ball. And going back to my point, Chris, obviously Orange County coming off of that road draw, and it is tough to come back home, especially with a big travel schedule like that, going all the way to San Antonio, and then have to come back home and 48 hours later play a game. It's almost like a road game when you make that travel back to your home stadium and having to play with that quick turnaround. And you obviously don't want to make excuses for Orange County, but it is something to keep in the back of your mind with that result in the first half.
Yeah, you know, the schedule, it's not very advantageous to the players. You know, it doesn't allow them to fully recover. However, the schedules are released long in advance. The managers are very experienced. They plan for these kind of schedule build-ups. You know, they know when it's going to come up. They know when they need to ease off training. They know when they need to rotate the squad. So, you know, they plan for these kind of fixture build-ups, and it's just how they manage to deal with it when the time arrives.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com.
Of course, one thing you cannot plan for is injuries. You know, they lost Pineda, who's a big part of their team. You cannot plan for injuries, but you know they have fairly big squads, and this is a club who wants to achieve something. You know, regardless of the situation, they won't accept this and make too many excuses for it. They'll either let it go and move on to the next one, or they'll address the issues, learn from it, and be better from it.
Just got to look at Steve Trichu there, the man in charge for Colorado Springs, and the man who probably had a big smile on his face after the first 45 minutes. Trichu, the first ever American-born player to participate in the UEFA Champions League with Sparta Prague a number of years ago. As Orange County send this in, headed away by McFarland. Back out to Chaplow. Stevanovic on the far left side. Little 1-2 with Chaplow. Square back across, and there's the shot from Olive, but that's always going over the bar, as he was always leaning back.
So shot's way over, but that's much better offensive play. You know, they're possessing, they're passing, and they're creating something at the end of it. It's much better possession from Orange County. Much more purposeful.
Colorado Springs still hanging on to that 3-0 victory, or 3-0 lead at the moment. And what looks like it's going to be a 3-0 victory as Puati slips on the goal kick. Still able to get it away past midway. Van Avijk looking for an overlapping Franco on the near right side, but it's cut out. And Kim helping it along and taking a clever touch and drawing the foul in the middle of the park, and it will be a free kick to the Switchbacks.
Orange County now doing a much better job of closing down Colorado Springs. You know, much more aggressive in their style of play.
And now Eddie Prue is going to come on. Workhorse in the middle of the park for Steve Trichu, and he will replace Shane Malcolm, who scored the second of the two stunners just 3 minutes apart, Malcolm and Luke Vercoloni's goals. And certainly a very solid day at the office for number 23, the Jamaican-born who plays on the Guam national team as well. Malcolm bagging a beautiful goal as well as an assist on the Masta Cashier goal, and his day is done after 63 minutes of work. Eddie Prue onto the scene here in the 64th.
Yeah, Orange Cow would be happy to see the back of Malcolm. He's been a threat to them in this game, but they've also brought on Fernandez, who we know is a huge goal-scoring threat, and it'll be interesting to see the impact that he can have on this second half.
Frater bringing down the free kick. Chaplow coming back to defend. Free ball in the box. As Vercoloni trying to hunt it down, but cleared away by Muse. Orange County with a throw-in right in front of the Colorado Springs bench. Muse fending off a couple defenders. Fernandez trying to hold things up. Orange County slowly but surely working their way up the field as it's all smiles from Shane Malcolm over on the Switchbacks bench.
Yeah, he's probably reliving that goal that he scored earlier in the first half. Undoubtedly, probably one of the best goals of his career so far.
Well, you can't really blame him for reliving that type of goal. Chaplow gets a shove in the back in the middle of the park, and it'll be a free kick for OC. Take another look here as Eddie Prue just sort of stumbles and barrels into Richard Chaplow. As it looks like Zach Kobayashi is going to come on and replace Frank Olive. Stevanovic going shoulder to shoulder with Prue as Prue ends up winning the battle. And it'll be a Colorado Springs throw in here in the 65th minute. So a couple of changes made by Logan Pauls already. He only has one substitute remaining, having already subbed on Gustavo Villalobos for what looked like an apparent injury to Victor Pineda in the 30th minute. Fernandez trying to leave it off for Van Avijk, who comes away with the ball. Van Avijk, clever work to get it over Stevanovic. Now Kobayashi getting his first touch. Kobayashi driving forward. Kobayashi to the byline, taken down. No call from the referee, as Timothy Ford was not interested in Kobayashi as he went down.
I think that was the right call from the referee, but that's good attacking, aggressive play from Kobayashi. You know, driving at players, picking up the ball, trying to commit players to create a scoring opportunity. You know, that's what we want to see more of from Orange County in this game.
Probably the first time we've seen an Orange County player this evening sort of just drive right at the Colorado Springs back line, just simply himself carrying the ball, and he almost got rewarded with a penalty.
And that's what you want to see more of, you know, cause the defenders a problem.
Van Avijk. McFarland steps in. Loose ball. Stevanovic goes to ground. He ends up winning it and then cleared away by Suggs.
Ended up being a good tackle in the end from Stevanovic. However, if he had anticipated that ball coming through a little bit more, he would have been in a good place to deliver that ball into the box first time.
Chaplow. Osageda clips it in. Fernandez bringing it down. McFarland. Fernandez over Van Avijk. Van Avijk going for goal, and Puati parries it away. Another save from the big number one for Colorado Springs, who continues to keep the clean sheet rolling.
And this is a completely different Orange County we're seeing in this second half. That's beautiful attacking play, the passing, the hold-up play, the strike on goal. But that's a beautiful save from Puati too.
Well, Van Avijk certainly has a nose for goal, knew exactly what he wanted to do with it as soon as he brought it down. And now a corner for Orange County, who are looking for their first breakthrough tonight. Muse, a good whipped-in ball over everybody's head as Villalobos chases it down, but it will go out of bounds for a Colorado Springs throw-in.
I mean, Fernandez, he's brought a different attacking option to this Orange County forward line already in the few minutes that he's been in this second half. Some fantastic hold-up play, such a big body, strong and intelligent with the ball, creating some great opportunities for his teammates.
USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL.
They have to be careful with Frater, though. When he turns and he gets running with them at the ball, he's very difficult to stop. Defender needs to get tight to him and not allow him to turn with that ball, because he's proven a few times once he gets into full flow with that ball at his feet, it's very difficult to stop and prevent from driving forward.
Free kick from about 35 yards out as Argueta clips it in, nodded away by the OC back line, but only as far as Cashier. McFarland forward. Over for Suggs. Suggs with a good ball in, but headed away by Orange County once more, who are just doing a much better job all around the field, not only offensively with moving forward, but it just seems like defensively their positioning and their ability to go win the ball is much better.
Definitely much better, but they still need to get a little bit tighter and stop the cross. Try to at least get something on the cross. At the moment, the crosses are still coming in a little bit too freely. Need to just get a little bit closer, work their feet. Try to stop those balls being delivered into the box so easily.
Kim and Vercoloni with a nice little 1-2. Came along for Prue. Eddie Prue fresh onto the scene a number of minutes ago. As that pass from Eddie goes out of bounds, it'll be an Orange County throw-in.
Vercoloni's been very good tonight for Colorado Springs. Very responsible with the ball at his feet. Obviously took a fantastic chance earlier in the game, and he's worked very hard in this game.
Number of players warming up on the Colorado Springs bench as Steve Trichu is looking to make another substitution here as we approach the 70th minute. Charlie Lyon will be able to collect this ball easily in his own area. Still 3-0 to Colorado Springs. Two superb goals in the 19th and 22nd minute from Vercoloni and Malcolm in that order, and then Malcolm able to find Cashier towards the end of the first half to put the icing on the cake for Colorado Springs as Lyon off of his line heads it away.
A little bit unorthodox goalkeeping there. Came out of the box and won a header like he was a centre back there, the goalkeeper.
Doing his best Manuel Neuer impression there as Colorado Springs will earn a free kick from about 25 yards out. The captain, Ronnie Argueta, trotting over to go take these honors. And now it looks like it'll be Freighter. Ronnie Argueta, one of the best stories in the United Soccer League, didn't play a single minute of varsity soccer at the college level, but somehow found his way onto a PDL team and slowly but surely worked his way up the ranks. He only played on varsity for UC Santa Barbara for one season, didn't see any action, quit, joined the club team, stayed fit, kept his touch sharp, and eventually signed a contract with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And now Freighter on top of a free kick. Send it towards goal. But it looks like we're going to have offside before anything can come to fruition. And it'll be a free kick for Charlie Lyon.
Yeah, just over 20 minutes left to go in this game. While Orange County have been much better at the beginning of the second half, they're going to need to get a goal pretty soon to give themselves a chance of getting back into this game. Just the longer it continues, Colorado are going to get more comfortable. And
here's Freighter. Freighter makes it 4. It was only a matter of time before number 11 would get his tally for the night, and now he has it, and Colorado Springs surely have all 3 points now. It's 4-0 to Steve Trichu's side.
And really the story of the game for Orange County has been terrible defending. We're just speaking about how they needed a goal to get back into this game, and again, defender with a terrible clearance, right into Freighter, rebounds him, he's through on goal, slots it calmly into the bottom corner. Keeper again left with no chance. Again, the story of the game, Orange County, terrible defending.
Well, Orange County might look like as they were going to get a breakthrough, but Kevon Freighter had other thoughts, getting his 8th goal of the season. Good for the team lead. And it was really only a matter of time before he put one in the back of the net tonight. He has looked absolutely spectacular all evening. Hasn't resulted in anything tangible just yet up until that goal, but now Orange County really on their heels and just sort of trying to come away with their last game at Champion Stadium with a little bit of pride.
Yeah, and you were just sensing that if Orange County could put one of the chances that we're creating away, it could have given them a chance to get back into the game, but now conceding that one, the game's almost sewn.
Davey Armstrong coming in to replace Kim Tae-sung. Fernandez trying to help it along, but thumped away by Phillips.
I think for Colorado Springs now, you shift your focus to trying to keep a clean sheet. See if you can take those 4 goals scored away and leave from an away fixture with a clean sheet. You know, that's a fantastic night's work if you're a Colorado Springs player or fan or technical team.
Muse gets on the end of a loose ball in the area, and it will be a corner to Orange County. And Colorado Springs, who are up 4-0 on Portland Timbers 2, ended up giving up a goal right at the last that ruined the clean sheet for Puati, who was certainly deserving of it, keeping out 2 penalties. So I'm sure he has a goose egg on his mind.
For Orange County, I think you're just looking for the attitudes from players now to see that they don't give up. You know, there's still time to play. You never give up in a game until the game is over, and it'd be interesting to see the attitudes of the players here for these last 15 minutes and see if they continue to fight.
Muse. As Navarro was trying to get on the end of a header, a bit too overzealous, and a foul called against number 4. Fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time on SiriusXM FC Channel 85. Also, don't forget, SiriusXM FC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. And for all you Sirius listeners who are with us, at some point when you either get out of your car or go back home or are able to find a computer or a smartphone, go over to the USL Twitter page and just go take a look at the Shane Malcolm and Luke Vercaloni goals. You certainly will not be disappointed, as they were 2 absolute stunners to get things started here at Champion Stadium. And now Colorado Springs looking for a couple more as Frater called offside. He was in on goal.
Again, we're seeing the dangerous player Frater. He's been dangerous for the whole game, but he finds space where he's on his own. No defenders close to him. First touch and he's through on goal almost again to score.
Cashier.
Again, it was
going out wide. Plenty of space over on the other end. Vercaloni. Vercaloni with the strike. Oh, and it was just whiskers away from making it 5. And we'll take one more look at that offside call from Frater. We're getting word that he might not have been off.
Oh, it's a tight call. But again, it's not the best defending.
Well, again, more porous defending as Vercaloni was unable to put in the 5th. Fortunate for Charlie Lyon to see it go wide.
And Orange County have some good defenders. Navarro is a very experienced defender. They have good defenders, just something's not been right with their defense tonight, whether it's been a change of tactics, whether they're exceptionally tired from the run of games they've had so far. Something's just not been right with the defense tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be something that they can address quickly and move on from.
Well, their back line has suffered from this schedule just in terms of personnel and having to manage minutes. And as a former defender yourself, Chris, I'm sure you can attest to the fact that if your back line is constantly changing with personnel-wise, there's a certain amount of chemistry that gets lost within that, and it becomes diluted a little bit with all those players moving in and out.
Yeah, definitely you want to try to be consistent in your back line. However, statistically, defenders often do the least running out of all the players on the field, exception for the goalkeeper. So despite playing a number of games, they're normally able to weather the storm pretty well and continue to play through fixture pileups, but tonight it's just not been right for them.
McFarland goes down as Wilito Fernandez was unable to get on the end of that long ball. And McFarland holding that right hand. And unfortunate for McFarland. Don't have to use your hands all that much in this game. And he'll be able to shake it off and hopefully continue.
But this is a massive confidence booster for Colorado Springs. A team who haven't been so good traveling away on the road. Come to Orange County, score 4 goals, and potentially could keep a clean sheet. It's a massive confidence boost for them.
Well, confidence breeds confidence, and this is a team who's coming off a 4-goal performance over the weekend. And it's no wonder you see guys like Luke Vercaloni and Shane Malcolm unleashing from about 25, 30 yards out. They know they're in good form, and when that happens, all sorts of magical things just start to breed on the pitch, and it's contagious.
Yeah, being able to score 8 goals in 2 games says a lot about the offense right now. You know, they're doing a very, very good job.
78th minute here at Champion Stadium. This is the last game at Champion Stadium for Orange County, and certainly one that they're going to want to put out of sight and out of mind after the final whistle blows. And look for a fresh start in their new digs at Championship Stadium on August the 15th against Tulsa. And then the official opening on August the 18th against Didier Drogba and company, as they will host Phoenix Rising in what should be a superb match. A replay of that 1-1 draw right here at Champion Stadium a number of weeks ago, which saw Drogba equalize from a free kick. Not exactly the distance that he buried against LA Galaxy 2 a few days ago, but they all count the same, don't they, Chris?
They count the same. You know, this game is going to be one that Orange County will just want to draw a line under and forget. However, they will want to address the issues where forwards have been able to find themselves in so much space without any defenders close to them in the final third. You know, that whether they draw a line under this game and forget it or not, they have to address that issue. They can't allow forwards to be under that kind of space in the final third because you get punished for it, and they've been punished for that tonight.
Armstrong dispossessed, and now Orange County looking to counter, but a very solid step from Suggs. Now Cashier and Suggs off to the races. Suggs on the near left wing. Suggs back for Cashier, but that's great tracking back. Looks like from Gustavo Villalobos, who broke up the play.
Yeah, great interception there from Villalobos. Clinical interception, because you could see that ball was destined for another strike and goal from the player making the run into the box.
Well, that's sort of what Orange County has been lacking, is that defensive support from the middle of the park that has seen so much space open up for these Colorado Springs forwards, as Kevon Frater, Shane Malcolm and company have terrorized this Orange County back line. Now here's Suggs, nutmaking Franco. Oh, Josh Suggs with a beautiful move. Unable to get the cross to find a teammate. And now here's Armstrong unleashing from long range, but takes a deflection, and Charlie Lyon able to collect.
Yeah, Armstrong with an ambitious effort there. Good to see one of the Orange County players close it down, able to get a body on the ball and not allow the ball to go through to the goalkeeper for a clean strike. But confidence flowing through Colorado Springs right now. Oh, that's a fantastic pass.
Sent ahead for Cashier, but Charlie Lyon off of his line and scoops up the ball before Cashier can get there.
Just slightly overhit, but the vision and execution to hit that ball on the half volley was a beautiful pass.
Now Kobayashi on the move the other way. Zach Kobayashi around Armstrong. Shows a bit too much to Suggs, who goes to ground and gets it right. And sent all the way towards the other end as we are into the 81st minute. 4-0 to Colorado Springs. And now the referee, Timothy Ford, stopping play for an injury, as it looks like Davey Armstrong might have taken a hit. Moise Poati waving off medical attention for the moment. This looks like we're going to have one more substitution from Steve Trichu, as it appears that Damon Marceau is going to come on. And not Davey Armstrong, but rather McFarland. Well, it's McFarland. Sorry, Chris. It's McFarland who's down on the ground, but it was Armstrong who ended up twisting his ankle.
Yeah, I'm sure 4-0 lead. The coach won't be looking to take any risks. You know, if he has an injury, there's potential for it to get worse. I'm sure the coach would be quick to substitute him out of play and allow one of the players on the bench to get some minutes. However, just over 10 minutes left to go. It looks like Orange County have been well and truly beaten tonight by Colorado Springs. It's never over until it's over, but a very convincing performance tonight from Colorado Springs.
Davey Armstrong trotting off the field. So for the moment, Colorado Springs will be playing down a man. Fernandez trying to latch onto that long ball. Phillips clears it away, but only as far as Kobayashi. Kobayashi with some neat skill. Villalobos cuts it back about 25 yards out. Now laying it off for Kobayashi. Kobayashi goes for goal, but blocked in front by Phillips. Now out wide for Stevanovic, sends it across, but right into the breadbasket of Moise Puati, who covers up and is a little bit more than 8 minutes away from a clean sheet.
And that's what we needed on the reverse side from Orange County in the first half. Kobayashi gets the ball at his feet and goes to drive a long shot at goal. And there's one of the Colorado Springs defenders closing him down immediately to block the shot.
Kevon Frater bringing it down. Frater brought down And it will be a free kick for Colorado Springs in some dangerous territory as they look for Mambo number 5. And now Chaplow being shown the mustard here in the 83rd minute.
Yeah, no argument there from Chaplow. Probably just a little bit of frustration. The game hasn't quite gone their way. Losing 4-0 at home. A little bit late on the tackle. No argument for the yellow card. Chaplow in the referee's book.
And now it looks like Kavon Frater will be taken off here as he gets some love from Master Cashier, as the Jamaican has been absolutely superb tonight. And he will be replaced by Damon Marceau. And what fans did travel to Champion Stadium. Nice round of applause for number 11, who has really been in great form in the past couple of games, and it's sort of coming to fruition all at once here in Irvine.
Yeah, Frater was fantastic in the past couple of games, and he was fantastic again for them tonight. Big player to watch coming into this playoff run, coming towards the end of the season, coming into the postseason.
Officially 2/3 of the way through the USL schedule here in 2017 is Cashier on top of the free kick, going for goal. It's a good curler, but not enough pace on it, and Lyon able to collect. Kobayashi in space has been very active off of the bench. Came on in around the 64th minute. Van Eyck finding Villalobos. Out wide for Muse, the Belgian. On his left peg, whips it in, but McFarland is there. And like you've mentioned before, Chris, what Orange County should have been doing the entire game is just much more direct in the attacking third. And their possession is resulting in a final product. And once more, it goes out wide for Muse. Muse delivers again, but McFarland clears it away again.
Yeah, early in the first half, Muse put in a few dangerous deliveries, and then all of a sudden they stopped giving him the ball, and here he's just putting 3 dangerous deliveries in as many minutes, causing Colorado Springbacks to have to defend. We know that he has a dangerous left foot, we know that he's quality, but if they don't give him the ball in positions where he can deliver crosses, they can't use that attacking weapon.
Kobayashi trying to bully his way through, but last touch off of number 23. And it'll be a goal kick for Puati, who I'm sure is counting the minutes down to what should be a clean sheet, but still time for Orange County to maybe find a breakthrough. USL is one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date with all the latest league news and information by visiting USLsoccer.com and follow them on Twitter at USL.
Incredibly exciting times to be involved with the USL, and announcing another expansion team this week.
Absolutely. Birmingham being officially announced just a few hours ago as Marceau played into a dangerous area over in the corner, trying to go back for Vercaloni, and it'll be a throw-in for Colorado Springs. In this league that is already the largest second division in the world, just continues to grow, and it really is fantastic to see what the league's front office is doing, involving so many great cities in this fantastic country and giving soccer to the fans all across the 50 states.
And you mentioned continuing to grow, but continuing to grow in the right way. Despite the result tonight, Orange County are about to open a brand new, beautiful soccer-specific stadium that is going to be beneficial to the community, it's going to be beneficial to the league, it's going to be beneficial to the players. It's going to make the game, the fan experience, much more enjoyable for everybody in the United States, and that's the direction that the league's going in. Very, very positive direction.
New York Times actually just came out with a recent article talking about the increased demand for more football in this country, and the MLS continuing to grow in correlation with the high demand for soccer, and the USL obviously involved in that growth as well. Villalobos, top of the box. He'll have a go, but that's always over the bar, about 15 feet over the bar, and a goal kick for Puati. Puati with 4 clean sheets on the season in 18 appearances, this being his 19th and looking for his 5th clean sheet. Really one of the rising stars between the posts.
Yeah, but he'll be in no hurry to take this goal kick. He'll want to try and maintain a clean sheet for the remainder of this game, and you know he deserves it off a few of the saves that he's made tonight.
Could be on his way to back-to-back appearances on the USL Team of the Week. Another whipped in ball. There's a good service in, but the header just going over the bar as it looked like it was Armstrong who got there first, but his header just sailing over the crossbar.
Yeah, great delivery into the box. A well-timed run. Just needed to head it down. I'm sure Leon's happy to see that one go over the bar. A very tough night for him. Don't think anything that he could have very much done about the goals, but when somebody hits 2 strikes like that against you,
it's a tough line of work being a goalkeeper because
very difficult line of work.
Because the clean sheet is obviously the crown jewel for any goalkeeper, but there's sometimes you just can't do anything about it. And Charlie Lyon has really not been able to do anything about the 4 goals that have been put in against him tonight. And his defense certainly hasn't helped him out one bit, but it certainly takes a special kind of player and person to play between the sticks. Very selfless and as well as brave and courageous. And those are certainly attributes that describe Moise Pouati as well as Charlie Lyon. But Pouati just on the right side of the ball tonight as his team have come out flying from the start. As that'll be a handball against Davy Armstrong. 90th minute here in Irvine, California. Last game for Orange County at Champion Stadium as they will move to championship on August 15th against the Tulsa Roughnecks. Now Mayuse loose, slotting it through. It gets all the way through. Across the face of goal. And luckily for Pouati, he was hoping, almost praying for that clean sheet. Doesn't see it cross the line just yet. Orange County still looking for a breakthrough and to take something home.
Yeah, overall, a very convincing performance tonight from Colorado Springs. Orange County had a period in the game early in the second half where they looked good. They looked like they could get themselves back into the game. However, overall, it's been generally a pretty poor night for Orange County tonight.
Take another look there as it just bounced extremely awkwardly for Moise Pouati. As the 4th official showing that we will have 3 minutes of stoppage time added onto the allotted 90. Switchbacks making it 9 points in a row. And there's no better time to be playing your football, or your best football rather, in the last third of the season. Orange County obviously with a couple of tough tasks coming up. Their next home games will be against Tulsa and Phoenix at the new championship stadium. And for Colorado Springs, matches against Real Monarchs, Salt Lake City, as well as LA Galaxy 2, Sacramento, and Phoenix. So certainly some tall tasks ahead for Steve Trichu's side. But they have taken care of business in the last 3 games to maybe allow for a little bit of room to get a point against the Monarchs on the road. But that'll be an extremely difficult match. But they're a team that's in great form, and there's no reason to think why they might be able to put together a solid performance against Chandler Hoffman and the rest of the Monarchs, who have been one of the best teams in the United Soccer League. As Kobayashi goes for goal, the top of the 18, deflected, brought down by Stevanovic.
Yeah, and whilst it's not been the best night for Orange County, it's definitely not a crisis situation for them. You know, they're still in a very good position, still well within the chance of making the playoffs at the end of the season, and they just need to regroup, get a little bit more tighter defensively, and they're still a very good side, and a side that could be very dangerous come post-season time. You know, they just need to learn from today's game, regroup, turn it all around in the next game.
Well, they'll have to regroup and come back very quickly, as they will be playing Swope Park this Saturday, August 12th at 5:30, or rather 6:30 Pacific time, over at Children's Mercy Victory Field in Swope Park Village. One of the hottest teams in the United Soccer League had a long unbeaten match streak broken up by Reno a couple weeks ago. Got a solid draw against the St. Louis team, who's playing much better football than they were in the beginning part of the season. So Orange County looking for a breakthrough here. Franco with a good ball in. Fernandez was looking for the header. McFarland clears it away. And if Pouati has anybody to thank at the end of these 90 minutes for a clean sheet, it's certainly McFarland, who has been superb in the back.
Yeah, that was a massive interception there from McFarland. You saw Fernandez behind him, just waiting for him to miss that header. He had a clear shot on goal, but McFarlane was great with a defensive header in that situation. There's been a stalwart at the back there for Colorado Springs tonight.
Well, that's going to do it from Champion Stadium for the final time for Orange County in a game they'll certainly want to forget as Colorado Springs come away with their 3rd win in as many matches, a 4-0 win for Steve Tritchew's side. Chris Nurse, your thoughts?
Convincing win tonight for Colorado Springs. They were the better team over 90 minutes. Orange County have a little bit of soul searching to do today. The defending was very, very poor, but they'll need to forget about this game quickly and move on to the next one.
Vercoloni and Malcolm with 2 absolute stunners to get things started. And the rest is history. Colorado Springs Switchbacks 4, Orange County 0. The final score from Champion Stadium. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars. Innovative technology and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Full time here from Champion Stadium. This is the final game at this venue for Orange County SC, and certainly one to forget. Colorado Springs Switchbacks spoiling the going away party 4-0. Luke Vercoloni, Shane Malcolm, Masta Casher, and Kavon Frater are your goal scorers. Tyler Terrens along with Chris Nurse. Glad to have you with us. And we'll take a look at some of the best moments from the 90 minutes, and really it was dominated by this Colorado Springs team. Luke Vercoloni got us started, Chris.
Yeah, beautiful strike. You could watch that one over and over again without never getting bored. A great layoff from Frater and an even better strike from Vercoloni.
And these highlights brought to you by Destination Irvine. And Luke Vercoloni's destination was the top corner as well as Shane Malcolm's.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best touch. However, the ball sits up perfectly and he smashes that with the outside of his right foot into the top right-hand corner. And you just feel sorry for Leon in the goal there with no chance of getting on the end of it.
The goal was spectacular. The celebration questionable. Shane Malcolm was not done as he would drive towards the byline and find Masta Casher to make it 3 before the 40-minute mark.
Yeah, brilliant to drive. Take on the defender there. Picks up his head. Finds the man in the box in space. Delivers a beautiful cross. Casher just first time guides the ball towards goal. And it's in the back of the net.
Porous defending from Osageda as Orange County had a lot of problems to sort out at the half. But they would come out in the second half looking a lot better, a lot sharper, but they were still unable to find the breakthrough.
Yeah, and here we saw bad defending again. Cost them. Frater with a clinical finish. Given the opportunity from a terrible clearance. Just rolls into the bottom right-hand corner and the keeper has no chance of saving that again.
Beto Navarro, the one who gave it away. Frater, the one who puts it away. His 8th goal of the season, just a matter of time before he was up on the board. And if Frater's scoring a goal, you know there's always a dance to follow. And we'll take a look at some of the full-time stats. And Orange County, again, dominating possession. Didn't have all that many shots on target. Colorado Springs making the most of their opportunities. An efficient night in Irvine for them.
Yeah, you read the stats and it's pretty... It stands out. You 62% for Orange County, 2 shots on target, 8 shots over the duration of the game. Colorado's Spring, 38% possession, 18 shots, 5 on target throughout the duration of the game.
A tale of 2 teams here in Orange County, and now with this game in the books, we'll take a look at some of the upcoming matches for Colorado Springs. We mentioned it a little bit towards the end of the 90 minutes, but certainly a lot of tough games coming up for Steve Tritschew's side, but they're in good form to be able to handle it.
Yeah, they look very, very good tonight, and they'll be taking a lot of confidence going forward into these games. All of these teams will be aware this team has just scored 8 goals in just 2 games.
Real Monarchs will do well to keep an eye on Freighter and company. And for Orange County, trying to put this game out of sight and out of mind, but they'll have to regroup quickly at Swope Park, but then a number of home games, 4 in a row to wrap up the month of August.
Yeah, and they're going to move into their new stadium, so it's going to be a very exciting time. But it doesn't matter who the next opponent is, they're going to need to bounce back from this result with a performance and a result. And their coach is definitely going to be asking questions of them, whether they're capable of doing that in the next game.
Well, the fans here at Champion Stadium soaking in the last moments here at this storied venue and looking for a new start at Championship Stadium right here in Irvine, California. Colorado Springs Switchbacks coming away with a 4-0 win. It was a spectacular night of football for the away team, one to forget for the home team. For our producer, Abraham Aponte, our replay operator, Retta Sejo, and our director, Scott Ferguson, as well as my broadcast partner, Chris Nurse, I'm Tyler Terrence with a final score from Orange County SC 0, Colorado Springs Switchbacks 4. So long for now, and we'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.